Hello and welcome back to Path of Radiance 0% Growths. We are on chapter 21, and we get to see that Murim was the MVP of chapter 20 by virtue of, I think, getting 2 whole kills. So good job, Murim. We still have an absolute crap ton of gold. And as usual, I will be back after doing base stuff. Alright, so what did we do? We forged Tanith another steel lance. She was kind of ripping through her old one pretty quick, and we got a lot of lance users, so yeah. I also gave Smite to Morin, having picked up the Smite scroll in the previous chapter. Don't actually make use of it really in this chapter, but it's definitely good to have the option. And then I also promoted Riss just with BXP. Gave him like 11 levels. I guess he was level 10. For 2 reasons. Number one, I just wanted another healer in this chapter, and as long as I was going to use him, I might as well promote him. At this point, I've got the BXP for it, and I'm not going to use it on anyone else. I know that. It's possible I should have done this like the last time I used him, whenever that was. But, you know, whatever. But also, he's got the weapon rank to use the rescue staff, and Tormod does not. Now, I don't actually plan to use the rescue staff in this chapter. I don't really think it would make a difference, because there's multiple things that are limiting the speed of the clear, as you'll see. Though I could certainly be wrong. But in any case, you actually can't hammer the rescue staff, so it's like, I want to be very, very judicious about where I do end up using it, and I don't really think it's going to save time in this chapter. So, but nonetheless, we are bringing him, and I did go ahead and give him the staff anyway, because it doesn't matter. I think that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's take a look at this chapter. It's a big one, and pretty interesting. So it's a Seas map with Ina as the boss. Ina is easily the most durable boss or just enemy in general that we've faced to this point. 52 HP, 25 defense and resistance, 18 speed is no joke, and 35 attack is no joke either. However, she is like a non-moving boss with no 1-2 range. And also not sitting on like a defense tile of any sort, and she's vulnerable to Laguz slaying weapons, so she's not actually that hard to take down. But if it weren't for the Laguz weapons, really, like, she would be pretty dangerous. Or not dangerous is the wrong word. I mean, she is dangerous, but she'd be. It could take a while, barring like a Stefan crit or something, I guess. Anyway, what else is going on? So we've got Torneo here, who we can recruit. He definitely is valuable, at least in this chapter, but we'll get into that more when we get there. There are 3 bishops with sleep staves. This guy, and this guy. So that's pretty annoying. I did bring restore staves on both Tormod and Riss to help deal with that. In Maniac mode, there's actually a bunch of siege tomes as well. There's just like all kind of long-range stuff going on in this chapter, but luckily we don't have to deal with that in regular old hard mode. There's also a mini-boss here, Kasatai General with a Brave Lance, who has like a really odd stat distribution with 15s in almost every stat, more resistance than defense, and just like generally low defense for a general. Kind of low strength too, I want to say. I mean, these guys, I guess, have the same amount of strength, but they're unpromoted and not mini-bosses. Like, I don't know how much the generals in here have. 16, 15. Yeah, I guess they don't really have any more either. But, like, I don't know. He just has a weird stat distribution. The defense in particular stands out. Also 15 speed. That's pretty surprising. But he's slowed down by his Brave Lance. Like, I don't know. It's weird. He's a weird dude. And then we've also got a bunch of treasure rooms. So there's one here. One here. One here. One here. And then one down here. Now, it takes a long time to get all the treasure in these treasure rooms. I know, I've done it before playing this chapter, probably every time I played this chapter before this time, actually, and we don't really have time for that. I am bringing both Soth and Volk, but even so, there's just like not even close to time to get all of the treasure. So just really quick to go through what's in here. This room has Stiletto and Parity. So Stiletto, we don't care about dealing damage with Volk, let alone Soth, so that doesn't matter. Parity is a good skill in Radiant Dawn, at least for endgame, but not really relevant in Path of Radiance, so that's ignorable. So we're not going to bother to open this room. This room has an energy drop. We're definitely going to get that. This room has a talisman, which I would like, but we're not going to be able to get it. And I have an unused talisman right now anyway, so it's obviously not that important. This room has a Corrosion and a Thoron. Corrosion is garbage. Thoron would be nice to have for Khalil specifically, although I don't think she can use it yet. Whatever. And then down here we've got a Master Seal and a Brave Sword. We want that Brave Sword, so the goal is really to just get the energy drop in the Brave Sword, call it good. Other than that, the only other thing to mention about this chapter, I think, is just that it's... Oh, I didn't mention that Ike is the one who needs to talk to Torineo, which isn't as big of a problem as it might otherwise be, because he's got to get over here to Seize anyway, so he's coming this way regardless. Anyway, the other thing to talk about with this chapter is just the weirdness of the terrain. It's actually pretty salient, like, in terms of its impact on the chapter, that unlike like the boat maps where from the boat tiles to the water tiles is considered like an elevation change that actually adds a square in between. So like if this guy, like you can see it on his attack range right here, right? Like if this were a boat, this guy would not be able to attack this square. He'd only be able to attack this square. And likewise, like a flyer with like a steel lance or a steel axe or whatever would not be able to attack him from here. They'd have to either use a ranged weapon or they'd have to fly up onto the boat. Even though from a movement standpoint, it's only one square for the flyer to do that. But in this chapter, they are adjacent for the purposes of attacking with physical weapons, or like, not physical, but one range weapons. However, they are not adjacent for the purposes of rescuing, dropping, chanting, or healing, which is really weird. It just seems really inconsistent to me in general, but also means that the most important thing is, I mentioned this, the bishops with the sleep saves. It means that if you get a flyer slept while they're over the water, you just cannot restore them. Like, there's just no way to do it, which sucks. So that's something to watch out for, like if you're ever playing this chapter, don't let that happen to you. Anyway, so in terms of who we're bringing, we are bringing Ike, Moram, Kieran, Tormod, Jill, Tanith, Rayson, Stefan, Volk, Soth, Riss, Marcia, and Khalil. And with that, let's get started. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring Moram up, and he's going to engage this group of enemies. We got to clear the path to this like little bridge here, and then we got to start flying people over here so that we can circle around and, you know, kill Ina and seize the throne, etc., etc., etc. So we need to chant with Rayson to do that. So we're going to have Khalil come up and shove Rayson. He's going to chant for Moram. And then, so this guy has the most range out of any of these guys. He's the only one with a ranged weapon. So as you can see, that puts Rayson right out of his range. So it's as far as we could move him forward anyway. So we want to check. Moram generally one-rounds these guys, but not 100% of the time. I'm going to check and see. Okay, it looks like he does one-round each of them. So a small micro-optimization we're going to make is to attack the one who has the highest expected damage against Moram in case Moram crits, so he doesn't have to take that counterattack. Because, of course, he will take the counterattack on enemy phase, or, well, he will take the attack on enemy phase no matter what. Anyway, that didn't happen, but he did dodge. Fine. Next, we are going to whip some ranged weapons with these two, and then grab Khalil. Come around like so. And like so. Then we're gonna start moving Soth forward. Riss. Just gonna shove him. Volk is going to shove him. Marsha is going to grab Riss, who is going to be our healer on the far side of the rivers. Tormod is going to stay on the near side of the river. As his little legs carry him further than Riss's do, so we'd rather be carrying Riss around with our flyers. And then I'm going to put Tormod here. Ike is going to shove Soth. Jill is going to rescue Ike. Gotta get him across the river, of course. And Stefan, just going to walk up here. Nom 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 nom. Morin being surprisingly dodgy right now. Okay, he got hit, but... Oh, nice. Doubles. Let's go. Alright, so now I want to check... Does Morin double this guy? Yes, he does. So... Aaron doesn't... Okay, that's fine. Tormod, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so Tormod cannot heal Morim after Morim has moved around to the other side of that guy. So we're going to have Tormod come up and heal him now. I mean, we could if we shoved Tormod, but we don't want to leave anybody that far back. And then Morim is going to come up here and hit this guy. And then Khalil is going to be responsible for taking this guy out. And Kieran for finishing this guy off. Alright, then we're gonna just get Jill and Marsha moving out of the way. We're going to have Volk come up and shove Rayson. We're also gonna have Soth shove Tormod. And then Rayson is going to chant for Tanith, who's gonna reinforce. Those reinforcements may do something exciting this chapter. We shall see. I hope they do. I didn't get the chance to show off the Canto bug in FE7 in that one chapter. So hopefully this time I'll get to show off something fun. Things go my way. So yeah, Stefan is going to be responsible for clearing a path for Volk to come up here so we can get to the energy drop room. While Morim and Kieran kind of come from this way, and they will come together and try to take care of that. Meanwhile, Tanith is going to start the process of getting Ike. Let's see, Ike, Riss, Khalil, and Soth across the river by taking out the sleep staff guy here, as well as the two mages there on enemy phase. She will not end up taking out those 2 archers. I mean, I guess maybe one of them could get to Morim anyway, but they have longbows, so they will just end up attacking Tanith from outside of her range to counterattack them. Unfortunate, but what can you do? Oh! Interesting. And just as I say that, they do attack Morim. Alright, that, like, never happens. That, like, actually never happens. Shows what I know, I guess. That actually could be a bit of a problem. Oh, hey, Stefan actually canceled. Let's go. Well, we'll see. Alright, that guy's coming forward. Yeah, that guy is unpredictable, more so than these guys. I thought were predictable, but this guy will sometimes come down here, sometimes come this way with these guys, and sometimes just kind of stay put. Anyway, alright, so we need to take this guy out. So, Stefan. Let's go, Stefan. Alright, so if these guys do move down here, then Stefan's already in their range. So we're just going to have Volk move past him, I think. And then 13 speed, 12 speed. So Morim will double both of those guys, but unfortunately Kiran will not. So what we might actually want to do is have Kiran take this guy out. Let's see. Morim also doubles that guy, but not on enemy phase because he'll just use his bow. But that's fine. Or I don't suppose Tormod can kill this guy. He actually can. Okay, that might make more sense even. And we can, at least get Morim as far forward as possible. Alright. Having Morim in this spot could be a little annoying, but hopefully it won't be a huge problem. The reason I say that is because I mentioned the thing about the water tiles and the rescue dropping and all that. Well, that means this tile is really important for the whole, like, rescuing people across the river because we can't, like, rescue from here or whatever. So we need to get the flyers onto the bridge, and we need the person being rescued to be next to whatever that spot is. So it's pretty tight quarters. Anyway, alright, let's look at how Kiran does over here. So he survives. That guy will probably back off, and then we can presumably finish him off with Morim next turn. So, oh, we do have to consider this guy, though. Yeah, you know what, on second thought, if anything, we should do this. Okay, I think we're gonna... I should count this guy's range. This guy usually doesn't move to sleep, he just stays where he is. Alright, it looks like we're good to go from here. Like, he usually doesn't come into play unless we end up, like, pushing this direction, which usually isn't what I need to do. Yeah, I think we want to leave Kiran here. I think that leaves us the most maneuverability in the coming turn. This guy can't reach, so that's all fine. Okay, so now we want to have Soth come up, shove Rayson, And then we're going to have Jill give Ike to Tanith. And get chanted for. Tanith is going to come down here. Drop Ike off so he can recruit Tornado next turn, who will move towards him. And then we're going to have Marsha give Riss to Jill and then move up. With the idea being that we can, if we want to use Khalil to like help take this guy out or something next turn, we can move her up, or this guy, like, but we can move her up, have her attack, and then be a little bit closer to rescuing her. Ideally, we don't have to do that, but anyway. So then, let's see. So if Ike gets put to sleep by this guy, and he might go for Tanith, but if he does go for Ike, which I'm not actually sure he can from there, it's hard to count because these stupid wall tiles don't count as a single tile, so it's complicated. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He needs to be here. Jill doesn't need to go very far at all. I mean, I'm kind of thinking we shouldn't need help from Khalil because we've got the longbows are already dead. This guy's gonna... he's probably gonna move up and attack at close range. Khalil here would be pretty useful. So if we put Jill, like, here... yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Oh, we can't actually get her that far? Okay, well, fine. Put her there. Or maybe... maybe we would rather put her here so she doesn't have to move first. Yeah, that would make sense. Depending on where we end up putting Khalil, she might still have to move, but it's at least possible she won't. Okay, yeah, going for Tanith. It's fine. Hey, missed. We could actually use Riss to heal then. Oh, he is going with the bow. Okay, well that'll help moor him out, so it's fine with me. Aw, Kieran, come on. What are you doing? Yeah, so what we might do is use Khalil to take that guy out. The soldier. Alright, so we do have one guy coming over this way. We'll move Stefan up to greet him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I mean, we can have Volk shove him one space over. We might as well do that. Oh, wait, that was a mistake. I miscounted. Okay, well, hopefully that won't cost me anything important. These guys might move up and block him anyway. And Volk does have shade, but yeah, that may have been an error. Alright, yeah, so if we put Khalil here, never take this guy out. And then we should be able to have exact damage. Let's go, Morim. Alright, so now I don't care about this guy's range, I care about Kasatai, whose Brave Lance can be a little scary. Although, well, this guy does have a Javelin, but he doesn't do much damage with it. Let's see, -4, so 21. So he does like 6 damage with it. So yeah, and Kasatai does like 11. Yeah, 11. So Kieran at full health can actually survive that. So my thinking here... how many deals do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we should be out of range If we move Tormod right here, we should still be out of range of the Sleep Staff. So my thinking here is... We should double check. Okay, yeah, Kieran is one rounding, but he might get hit. Oh, but we could... Oh, no. Okay, we'd have to use the Physic. Well, that's probably worth it. Or we could also... Let's see. 25 attack. So, 11... And then if guy... Well, this guy won't be able to go in at close range anyway. Unless this guy attacks first and dies. Okay, I guess that could be relevant. So... Attack is like 10 because of weapon triangle. So yeah, Kieran does not survive a round with both of them. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're going to have Kieran attack first. Maybe he'll proc Soul or something. And then we're probably just not going to put him in Kasatai's range. We don't really have a need to bait Kasatai out. It can be useful to do so, but we don't need to. Alright, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Kieran cannot go to this spot without being out of range. It's not what we want. Alright, and then you don't actually need to wake anybody up, so we're just going to have Ike come and talk to Tornado, recruit him, trade him some weapons. We brought a heavy spear just for the occasion. And let me make sure that I'm going to get Khalil in the position before I commit to Tornado's attack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9. And if Tanith drops here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good enough. Okay, so we're gonna have Riss come across here and heal Tanith. He's not gonna be in the way, is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that should be fine. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So yeah, he takes this guy out. This guy is one of the two guys with ranged weapons. The guy to Tornado's right is the other guy. That's why I want to take him out with Khalil. And then the other two Armor Knights just have like Steel Lances and will enemy phase themselves into Tornado. So it all works pretty nicely. Meanwhile, bring Soth up here so he can get rescued across as well. So Tanith is going to come over here, take Khalil, drop her off, and make her way down here. Rayson, enchant for Khalil. Fire, nope, thunder. Nice. And then Marsha. Rescue Soth. Over here. Okay, they are going to screen for Stefan. Very kind. He goes for Ike. Yeah, he does like sleeping Ike. Which is fine. You don't, like, badly need Ike awake this turn or anything like that. Alright, hopefully we're gonna get to see something exciting from the Holy Guard next turn. Oh, we should talk about Tornado as a unit. Go quick. Also, Racing transforms this turn. Hooray! Which is actually pretty dang important. Yeah, so Tornado is, I mean, kind of what you'd expect out of a good general. Not super fast, but fast enough to double other slow units. You know, 13 speed. I mean, I don't want to knock on that too hard, because, like, you know, Kieran's got 14 speed, and, you know, he doubles things. So, 13 speed's respectable. I mean, it's not great, but it's respectable. 22 strength is obviously fantastic, as is 22 defense. 14 resistance is also really good. 48 HP, also really good. So, I mean, you know, he doesn't... aside from the speed, you know, like, he's got very viable stats. The problem, of course, is, you know, he's a general, so he's slow. Like, movement-wise, I mean. You know, that one movement that he loses relative to, like, other foot units, well, actually Khalil, or, you know, whoever else only has 6 movement, but I mean, you know, that may not seem like much, but, you know, we have obviously tons of mounted units. We have these Lagoos who can move like 9 spaces as well. Tormod, who's got celerity, even somebody like Volk or Stefan have 7 movement, and that really adds up over the course of multiple turns. So, I mean, that's the biggest drawback. His, you know, if we can get him into position, he'll definitely do work in combat. But, you know, unlike some of the other, like more recent joining characters like Tanith, well, Tanith especially, but I don't necessarily, like, expect great things from Tornado in the long run. But he definitely puts in some work here, obviously. Just killing those Armor Knights who are blocking the path to the boss was useful. Anyway, okay, so we have at this point, like, cleared the path here, except we do kind of have these other 2 enemies to deal with. Obviously, Stefan can make quick work of this guy. We can also do something fun. Oh, yes. It's happening. Okay. But we can also do something fun with this guy here, which is we can steal a Steel Lance. Not that it really matters, but it amuses me to do so. And then I should be able to take him out with a combination of Muarim and Kieran. Yeah. Good old useless soul proc. And of course we're gonna come up and heal Warren. Either one of these two can survive around with Kasatai, so we're not actually concerned about him coming up and attacking with his Brave Lance. Anyway, so then now we need to figure out the situation over here. So first of all, we want this guy out of the way. Basically, we want to get Tanith in here. Tanith, it's going to be on Tanith to take out Ina. She's got the Lagoos Lance. She doubles with it. We got Raisin to dance for her, so we will be able to do that next turn. But we need to do some setup for it. We want to take out the Sleep Staff guy so that we don't have to deal with the possibility of somebody getting slept that we can't deal with. Because, like, we might need Risk to heal Tanith after attacking Ina the first time, depending. So right now she can't reach, but she can after we chant with Raisin. But we got, like, this guy in here who is a threat, as well as, like, this guy out here, although we're going to block him off with Tornado. But yeah, so basically we're going to have Tornado come up and hit this guy, set up a kill for Khalil. Could have done it the other way around, because, you know, Khalil's the ranged unit, but Tornado doesn't take damage, so who cares? Alright, Khalil is 1 space out of range. So we'll probably just make her part of the chant. We're also going to want to make Soth part of the chant if possible. That will allow us to save our chest key, which could be relevant. I don't know. And then we need to, of course, restore Ike. So yeah, if we bring Marsha up here, we drop Soth here, and we put Marsha here. We put Tanith here and Khalil here. Khalil will be able to get where she's going. Yeah, I think that all works. I guess we might as well do this. I mean, why not? Not gonna matter. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, that's the other thing. Let's see. Yeah, this guy with the killing edge is scary to a lot of my units. Not so much to Tanith, but ideally I would like to have Rayson here, but I don't think it matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we potentially can shove him next turn, depending... Let's see. Ike ends up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Alright, so let's open the door. Let's restore Ike. Let's have Tanith come in here. Now we don't necessarily care too much about killing these mages, but just to like make sure we don't have like units like in the way of trying to get to the boss and the seize tile, we're gonna go ahead and use the ranged weapons so that we can take those out on enemy phase. And Tanith, I think, will actually move one space further forward. Basically, we just want her to have as much maneuverability as possible in terms of like getting to Ina, getting back out, getting danced for. So the closer she is, the better. Meanwhile, we're gonna have Khalil come up here and finish this guy off. So otherwise, I think he could get to Rayson. At the very least, he'd be able to get to where I want to put Ike. Just to double check, yeah. Okay, so then we want to... so this guy... let's see. Turn this guy's range off. Yeah, this guy is not really a threat to Khalil. Is he a threat to Marsha, though? Yeah, a little bit. So, like, I think what we want to do... Rescue Khalil. How am I supposed to do this? Yeah, that's how I'm supposed to do it. Okay. I think, yeah, so that puts her in range of this guy, but out of range of these other guys. Okay, so Jill doesn't really need to do anything, but we're going to bring her up here anyway in case we want to do any ferrying. Yes, let's go! Alright, here's the exciting showdown between the Holy Guard and the mini-boss in the Daein Keep. Let's go. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, the Holy Guard was gonna one-round him! That's so sad. He activated his Wrath crit. No! Oh, man. Oh my gosh. I actually just realized that would have been really scary if he had come after Muarim or Kiran. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about Khalil being in that guy's range is the Tornado would have one-shot him, but it's fine. It's all quite fine. Hey. Rude. This guy, for some reason, attacks Tornado even though he has a killing edge and does 0 damage to Tornado and does do damage to Tanith. I don't really get that, but, you know, I'm not complaining. Whoa, Tanith! Wow! Huh. Okay, then. Alright, well, we're just about done here. And one of the reasons that's important is because of what you're about to see here. Reinforcements. So, like, these reinforcements, if we've got all our good units over here, and then we want to have Soth come and open a chest, it's like, oops. He's going to get destroyed by these guys unless we have somebody to block them. And unfortunately, this guy is too scary for Jill to deal with, or Marsha to deal with. Maybe between the two of them, they could take the guy out or something, but luckily we don't have to worry about that. So what we're gonna do is just come over here, and I'm just gonna make sure it's the left chest, yeah, that has the Brave Sword. Get that, and then Volk is gonna open the store, and Kieran is gonna come in and grab the energy drop. I guess nobody up here has taken damage. I do kind of want to kill Kasatai, but it doesn't show him as having crit. That's weird. Huh. I guess the Wrath doesn't show. Well, maybe. Nope. Alright, I guess we're not doing that then. That's fine. We could, like, have Muarim attack this guy. Sure. We give him an opportunity to set up a heal for Tormod. Yeah. Increase that weapon rank. We're also building strike rank for the Radiant Dawn 0% growths, right? Alright, so yeah, I'm really sad that we didn't get to see the Holy Guard actually, like, kill this guy, but on the other hand, it was kind of hilarious that he counter-crit. Okay, so anyway, now we gotta go in with Tanith, of course. Let's actually check. So we can get all the way up to there with Tanith from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so Ike is in range. We would want to put Tanith here. It's like, yeah. Just really paranoid about screwing that up. So it's like 4 spaces below where she's going to be. Okay. Ooh, that hit rate. I guess she's gotten bad biorhythm. Well, that's unfortunate. She actually has a... Oh, crap. Okay, that's not good. Fortunately, I can do some damage with, Khalil. And it should be enough. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Assuming she hits. We can also potentially use the Legoose Lance, the Tornado. So we've got some options. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and Physic Tanith, because can't take another one of those hits. And we gotta bring Ike over here. Oh, yeah. Ashnard, where are you at? I don't think there's any reason to do anything with Will there. Yeah, Tornado can reach. Good. Yeah, so I think I was mentioning I do actually have a Rayson Tanith support. I haven't been really calling attention to supports because for the most part they haven't mattered. But, you know, +2 hit, it's better than nothing. Actually, let's do Khalil first. Yeesh. That's Khalil activating Nihil if you're curious. Okay. Better hit rate, like I said, by 2%. Now. Alright, we got it. No problem. We had contingencies. And I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Like, we could use our chest key to get this Master Seal, but I don't see any reason to do that. We might as well save it for maybe one of the chests next chapter. Anyway. That will do it for Chapter 21 in 6 turns. Thank you for watching. I think this is a pretty interesting one. I think, like, trying to figure out how to shuffle everybody around with all the, like, rescue dropping and how to use Rayson, like, dealing with the water, like, having to deal with the sleep staves, trying to get the chest, like, I think it's a really cool chapter. I'm just really glad that, like, I didn't want anything in, like, the upper left room, because if I had, like, that would have been such a pain to deal with. It would have taken, like, 3 more turns or something. But luckily, the most important items were where we could reach them in time, so yeah. Anyway, like I said, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for Chapter 22. Until then.